Welcome, yogis. Thank you for being here today. I'm honored that you have chosen to spend yoga with me this afternoon. We've been working on our immune system, the series about boosting our immune system, and I found some research that is pretty fascinating, at least to me. So they did this study back in 1979. There was a raging debate as to what helped our immune system the most. They didn't realize the answer back then, but then they figured it out. So 1979, Dr. Jack Shields, a lymphologist, did this study, and he was the first person to photograph the thoracic duct. Now, the thoracic duct is this vessel that goes through your body that is the major vessel carrying lymph fluid in your body to your blood cells. And he put a camera somehow to photograph this duct, and he did it three different ways. Number one was walking on a treadmill, and they measured the activity of this duct while walking on a treadmill. There was virtually no effect at all on that thoracic duct. Number two, he had people jog on a treadmill. And then there was a slight stimulation in the lymph fluid going through that thoracic duct, but not much. And then he had people take deep breaths. And guess what? This thoracic duct shot up like a geyser, quote, like a geyser. Hands down, the debate was settled. They decided that deep breathing increased the toxic elimination in your body 15 times more than anything else you can do. 15 times more just by deep breathing. You're stimulating that thoracic duct, and that lymph fluid is shooting all the way up through your bloodstream to get rid of filter all the waste and toxins out. So that's what we're going to do right now. Start boosting our immunity with our deep breathing. So please sit up tall. Close your eyes and start imagining a color for your breath. Sometimes it's easier to follow and control your breath if you just think of it as a color, your favorite color. And as you inhale, follow that color down through your nose, down your throat, expanding your lungs, and then finally expanding your belly, filling it with oxygen. And then as you exhale, slowly through your nose, follow that color coming out from your belly and your lungs, and then your throat and your nose. And go several times at your own pace, deep, slow, long breaths, visualizing the breath coming in and going out. And as you inhale, your diaphragm contracts and puts pressure on your abdominal organs and on that thoracic duct, which originates at the bottom of your belly. And as it does that, it releases all that lymph fluid going through all your bloodstream, boosting your immunity. Also, as you inhale, your diaphragm contracts downward. It puts pressure on your spleen, which is a major part of your lymphatic system, filtering all the germs and bacteria out. And as you inhale deeply, you put pressure on your thymus, which is in your upper chest area. And that's also an integral part of your your immune system. Take one more deep breath in and out at your own pace. And then bring your hands into Namaste, Anjali Mudra in your heart center. And then we'll do a couple of breaths with some arm movements. This will stimulate all the lymph nodes in our axillary area, which is our armpit area. So inhale here, exhale here. Inhale as you lace your fingers and bring your elbows up to shoulder height. Exhale as you flip your palms forward and push your palms away from you. Feel your shoulder blades separate on your back. Inhale as you push your palms upward above your head. Keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing. And then exhale as you unwind your fingers above your head back into namaste hands, prayer position hands. Inhale, push your fingers up to the ceiling. Exhale, bring your hands back down to your heart center. And then we'll repeat. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lace the fingers, bring the elbows up. Exhale, palms push forward. Inhale, palms go above your head. Exhale, unlace the fingers, palms back together above your head. Inhale, push your fingertips up. Exhale, hands come back to heart center. And then release. Okay, so we've given our immune system quite a boost. We feel healthier already. I shall greet you with my opening. Om Balu Satguru Bhagavan Ki. The divine is the inner teacher. Okay. To start our asana practice, which is physical practice, you can stay on your bolster if you like. I'm just moving back a little bit so maybe you can see me a little better. Bend your knees and bring your feet in close to your chest. And then take your arms and see if you can hug your shins, and then bring your knees even closer to your chest, as close as you can get them. And your feet walk into your body as close as you can get it. So now your back is going to arch out to behind you in a C shape. Tuck your tailbone underneath of your body and tuck your chin and bring the crown of your head toward your knees. So your body's in a big C shape. You feel your vertebra open up on your back. Feel your shoulders separate. This is a seated cat pose. A couple of breaths here. And then come back up to center. And then extend your right leg out. Keep your left knee bent. And then lace your fingers and hold your left knee towards your chest on your shin. I'm going to do some leg lifts here. So we have a lot of lymph nodes in our inguinal area, which is our groin area. This will help stimulate them. So holding on to your left shin, bring your chest forward and up so that you can keep a neutral lower back. So you're not hunching your lower back or any of your back for that matter. Take a deep breath. And as you exhale, we're going to lift the leg off the mat, maybe 6 inches or so, and then bring it back down. And we'll do it a few times with breath. Inhale up, exhale down. Keep your back nice and long. Inhale up, exhale down, back nice and long. Inhale up, and then down, and then up, and then down, and then up, and then down. Good. All right, relax that leg. You can feel your quadriceps burn a little bit here. We're going to walk that leg out a little bit and walk the left leg out a little bit. And we're going to turn our body so that our chest is lined up over the right thigh. One hand on each side of the right leg. And then we're just going to lean forward, bringing our chest toward that thigh. Keep your head in line with your spine. So you're opening up the left hip and you're opening up the right hamstrings here. Make sure the right knee does not lock out, that you have a little bit of bend to it. And then just allow your body to relax as you breathe deeply. And maybe every time you exhale, you can get a little bit closer to the leg. One more deep breath. And then come back to center and walk the foot back to center, and then your left foot comes back to center. Take your right arm, hug your left knee into your chest. Inhale, left arm forward. Big exhale, slow through your nose as you twist all the way around. Plant your left hand behind you. Keep your spine vertical as you twist. And don't forget to take deep, big breaths. Inhale 1. Exhale. Inhale 2. Exhale. Inhale 3. Exhale. And inhale 4. And as you exhale this time, we're going to slowly bring our body back forward. Bend both knees again, and then hug both knees into your chest. Curl your spine outwards, just like we did a bit ago. Tuck your tailbone, tuck your chin, bring your head towards your knees. Feel your vertebra open. Feel all your internal organs being massaged here. This is called a seated Pavanmuktasana, wind release pose. And then back upright. This time we're going to extend our left leg, long on the mat, left leg. Place our fingers to hug the right shin, and we'll do our left leg lifts. Keep your foot flexed. Inhale, lift the leg up. Exhale down. Keep your back nice and long. Inhale up. Exhale down. You're using your fingers as leverage to keep your shoulders down and your chest forward. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. And inhale up. Exhale down. Good. Okay. Walk the right foot out this time and turn your chest so that it's over your left leg. Your left leg walks out a little bit. One hand on either side of your left leg as you stretch your chest forward. Keep the head in line with the spine and relax. And enjoy the opening of your right hip and the stretching that you feel in your left leg and the hamstrings. Only go as far as your body allows so that you don't crunch up your shoulders or around your back. And slowly back to center. Walk both feet back to center. This time we're going to take our left arm, hug the right knee in, keep your left foot flexed and pointed up. Inhale, right arm forward. Big slow exhale as you turn and park your hand behind you. Keeping your spine vertical as you twist. You're using your left arm for leverage to help you twist. Make sure your neck stays relaxed. Inhale 1. Exhale. Inhale 2. Exhale. Inhale 3. Exhale. Inhale 4. And as you exhale, we're slowly going to turn our body back to center. And then extend both legs long in front of you and grab your belt. And then just take the belt and place it on the balls of your feet. So your feet are flexed, knees are pointing up, and then take the strap in each hand and pull on the strap so that you can pull your chest up and forward. So feel your pelvis tilt forward and feel the little bit of curve in your lower back. So the strap is simply an extension of your arms. You're going to hold on to the strap as you just gently bending from the hips, let your chest come forward. And take your time here. Make sure your knees aren't locked out. You want to micro bend in your knees. And every time you exhale, maybe go a little bit deeper, using your belt as an extension of the arms. If you can grab your feet, go ahead, feel free to do so, as long as you don't compromise your back in doing that. Think about your head in one straight line with your spine and your tailbone. Couple more deep breaths here. Engage your quadricep muscles. Maybe drag your heels towards you a little bit to engage your calf muscles. very slowly come back to center. Put the belt aside and hop off of your bolster if you're sitting on one. And we'll do some core work. Now, core work is not only your lower belly, but it's your, what you call your six pack up here. And then it's also some of your back muscles here too. It's all part of the core. So we're going to start with an easy boat pose. Fingers behind you, supporting your weight, feet bent on the mat, and your feet are a couple of hand lengths from your bottom here. So your elbows are going to point behind you, and don't let them splay out to the side. You want your elbows pointing behind you as you lean back. And then push your pelvis forward so that you're putting an arch in your lower back. And then keeping that arch in your lower back, allow your legs to come up off the mat, have your calves parallel to the mat, and then breathe here. Several deep breaths. Don't allow your back to collapse. You're really tightening your lower abdominal muscles here. Breathe. And then bring the feet back down. Bring your torso back up, and then hug your knees into your chest again, rounding your spine just like we did earlier, tucking your tailbone, bringing your head to your knees. And this helps release the back a little bit. Okay, number 2, second series in this boat pose. We're going to grab behind our thighs and then pull your thighs towards you as you pull your chest towards your thighs so you can elongate. Think about your spine elongating and put that little bit of a bend in your lower back, a little bit of an arch, not much, but you don't want to collapse your back outwards. You want to keep your back nice and long. And think about keeping your head right on top of your shoulders in line with your spine. As you rock back, really engage your abdominal muscles. Lift your toes first, and then if you feel good about that, you can lift your feet off the mat. Keep your calves parallel, but make sure you really, really engage your belly muscles here so that you're not using only your back to support you. And then breathe. And then the feet come down, and then hug knees to your chest around the spine. Okay, last one, we're going to do a twisted Parivrtta Navasana. Take your right hand and grab your left leg, and then take your left hand behind you. And then you're going to use your right hand to twist your body. Use your left hand for support. And then lean back enough so that maybe you can lift your legs off the mat. Keep your knees bent. I'm grabbing my thigh, but you can also grab your shin here. And then breathe. And then bring your feet back down. Hug knees back into the chest one more time. And then we'll do the other side. So the left hand comes to the right leg, right hand behind you. Lean back as far as you can so you have leverage to lift your legs up. And then keep twisting your torso. And breathe. And feet come back down. Once more, knees go to chest. Okay. And then come on around to your table position, please, and pad your knees accordingly here. So start with a flat back, square table, hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. We're going to lubricate all of our joints here by taking a deep breath in. Exhale, bring your bottom towards your heels. Feel your hips lubricate, your knees lubricate, your armpits, your wrists. And then inhale back up to table slowly. Exhale, slowly bring your hips back towards your heels. They don't have to go all the way down. Go as far as you can. And then inhale back to table slowly. And one more exhale with your bottom towards your heels. And then inhale back to table. If you're using blocks, grab the blocks so that they're within reach. And then return to your flat back table. Take a deep breath. And as you exhale, push into your cat back. So you're tucking your tailbone, tucking your chin, curling your spine up toward the ceiling. Push the mat away so you can feel your shoulder blades separate. You can feel every vertebra open here. And very slowly inhale through your nose. Deep, long, slow breath as you drop your belly down. Extending your spine long. Head goes forward, the tailbone goes back. Big arch in your back. An extension of the spine. And then once more, we're going to come into our cat back, a flexion of the spine, tucking the chin, tucking the tailbone. And then once more into our cow, Bitsalasana, with a banana back. And then exhale back to your neutral table. Take a deep breath with a flat back. As you exhale, lift your right knee, bring it to your chest, tuck your chin, bring your nose to your knee. And then inhale, kick your right leg straight back behind you. And then plant your right toes down on the mat behind you. Walk your right foot to the left. And then look over your left shoulder. See if you can look at your cat tail. This is a cat looking at its tail. Breathe a couple of breaths here. Feel your ribs open up. And then walk that foot back to behind you, and then keep walking it all the way around so that it comes to its perpendicular to your body on the right side, like a dog leg. And then plant weight into your left hand, and then slowly twist open to the right, reaching your right hand up for the ceiling, maybe even doing a little bit of a back bend, maybe look up, breathe, open your chest, breathe. And breathe again. And that hand slowly comes down. So now we're going to keep walking that right foot up toward the front of your mat. And here's where you can use your blocks if you like. We're going to come down onto our forearms. You can either come to the blocks or onto the mat. And this is our lizard pose. So you want to bring your knee somewhere close to your shoulder. And you want the foot somewhere in line with your head or forward of your head. You want a nice wide angle to that leg in this lizard pose. And then relax here and breathe. Okay, slowly push back up onto your hands and then walk that foot back all the way and bring your knee back into table pose. Flat back, inhale. Exhale, lift your left knee up toward your chest, tuck your chin, nose to knee. Inhale, kick the left leg back behind you, and then plant your left toes down on the mat. Walk the foot to the right, look over your right shoulder. Big lateral bend here, opening your left rib cage, flexing your right ribs. Breathe. And now walk the foot back behind you and then walk it all the way around so that it comes perpendicular to the left side of your body, lined up with your knee. Plant weight into your right hand and then reach your left arm open, high to the ceiling, chest forward, inhale. Several deep breaths. Open chest. And slowly that hand comes down. Walk the foot forward so that we can come into our lizard pose here. So the foot's going to come forward of your head, come on down to your forearms or your blocks. The knee is somewhere sort of close to your shoulder, and relax in this major hip stretch here. So the pelvic area, as well as the groin area, contain a lot of lymph nodes. The biggest concentration of lymph nodes is in the groin and pelvic area, and in your armpits, your axillary area, and then in your cervical area, which is your neck. Okay, prop back up onto your hands and walk your foot back in, back to table position. And I'm going to show you how to do downward dog using blocks if I haven't already shown you. I'm going to show you again. This just helps put weight into the back end of your body. So you can put your blocks at an angle. I don't know if you can see me well enough. The blocks kind of go at like an angle, like so. Now you can either, I like to wrap my thumb on the back of the block like this, but if that doesn't work for you, you can just put your hands on top of the blocks, but just make sure that they're steady and that your middle finger is pointing forward on the blocks. And then from here, you're gonna tuck your toes and you're going to push up to your downward facing dog and see how this feels, because once again, the blocks are just an extension of your arms and it helps push the weight into the back part of your body just a little bit more. Keep your knees bent. Allow your chest to float down towards your thighs. Allow your head to float between your arms. Relax. Breathe. This is a big stretch. Squeeze your forearms toward each other. Big overall body, full body stretch. Breathe. And then walk your feet up to your hands with bent knees. And then very slowly rise up. Inhale, reach up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, arms in a T, Anjali Mudra. And then come into Tadasana. Make sure your feet are lined up underneath your hips. Your feet are pointing forward, parallel to each other. Engage your abdominal muscles. Shoulders are down from your ears. Palms slightly forward. Head is over the shoulders. Breathe. Your chin is parallel to the ground. A couple of deep breaths here. Inhale, arms up. Urdhva Hastasana. Lean backwards. Open your chest up toward the ceiling. Breathe. Inhale here. Exhale, bring your hands down behind you, fingers pointing down to support your lower back, and then continue to lean backwards with your chest pointed to the ceiling. You're using your hands as support for your lower back. Bring your elbows toward each other. And then back upright, return to Tadasana. So we have a little balancing series that I put together that we've been working on. It's 4 parts. Have your blocks handy in front of you and come to the top of your mat, and we'll do part number 1. Part number 1 is taking your right leg and crossing it over your left leg so that your pinky toes come to each other, pinky toe to pinky toe, and your knees are sort of nestled one over the other. Okay, so this is what I call a 2-legged balance. Bring your hands into your chest. Inhale, reach all the way up. And then exhale, bring your arms in a T, bend your knees and bring your chest forward from your hip crease with a flat back. And from here, you can allow your hands to come down either to your blocks or to the mat, or if neither one of those work for you, you can just keep your hands on your hips for balance. And then breathe. Your knees are bent here. You can bend your knees as much as you need to bring your hands down to where you want them. And now very slowly, as you inhale, come back up. And then inhale, arms up. Exhale, palms together. Inhale, reach up with your fingertips. Exhale, bring your hands down to your heart center. And then release your hands and uncross your feet. And then we'll do the other side. Left foot crosses over the right, pinky toe to pinky toe. Knees sort of hug into each other. Hands at heart center. Inhale, push your hands up. Exhale, arms in a T, and then come float forward with a flat back. And you can either put your hands on your hips and stay here with your back flat, or your arms can drop down to the mat or to the blocks. Your knees can be bent. And then breathe a few breaths here. And this is actually the harder part, is to come back up. So slowly as you inhale, lift back up. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, palms together. Inhale, fingertips up. Exhale, slowly bring your hands to heart center. Inhale. Exhale, release your arms and uncross your legs. And then shake your whole body out, and we'll move on to the next two-legged balances, which I call palm tree tiptoes. So make sure that your feet are underneath your hips and that you're back into your Tadasana position. Put your palms to your chest. And then we're going to bring our hands up and then rise up on our tiptoes at the same time. So take a deep breath. And as you exhale, you're going to come onto your tiptoes and reach up with your fingers. Keep your fingers touching each other, helps you balance. Breathe. You're giving your calves a great workout here. And then heels come down, and then the palms come down back in front of your chest, and we'll do that again. So I call this a palm tree because our palms are together. Okay, ready? Inhale. Exhale. Reach up and onto your tiptoes. Feel your calf muscles working here. Find a focal point for balance. And then heels come down, hands come down. And one more inhale. Exhale, come onto your tiptoes as you reach up. Breathe, balance, breathe. And come on down. Release. Good. Part number 3 is our sobriety test, the tightrope walk. So come to the back of your mat. And you're going to pretend there's a line down the center of your mat, and we're going to walk that line heel to toe. Take one foot and put it in front of the other, heel to toe. Your heel is touching your toe. You're not going to look down as you walk this sobriety test, but you can put your arms out for balance. Okay, and then take your back foot, bring it forward, heel to toe. And then heel to toe again. And heel to toe again. And heel to toe again. Heel to toe. Heel to toe. And right now I'm at the front of the mat. So pause here if you're at the front of your mat. And now comes the hard part. You can see why they use this as a sobriety test, because you can't even hardly do it when you're sober. Okay, deep breath. And then as you exhale, we'll go backwards. Toe to heel. Toe to heel. Toe to heel. Toe to heel. And toe to heel. And now I'm at the back of my mat. And then you can release and shake everything out for our last and fourth in the balancing series. Coming back toward the front of your mat so you have room to step backwards. And this is a one-legged balance. So this is going from a crane to a crescent. So the crane wings look like this. So your fingers are pointing down, your elbows are sort of loose, and your shoulders are down from your ears. Crane wings. And then push the weight onto your left foot and lift your right knee in front of you for the crane. Breathe a couple of breaths here. Okay, so now without putting your foot down, see if you can swing it behind you and take one giant step back. Your front knee is going to be bent and you're going to come onto the toes of your right foot. And then your arms are going to come up beside your ears, palms facing each other, Urdhva Hastasana. So shift your weight so that you have weight into your back heel. And then open your chest forward. And then shift your gaze very slowly so that you can look up between your palms. And then lean backwards maybe and open your chest to the ceiling. The back leg is straight-ish. The front knee is over the ankle. Okay, now shift your gaze back to center. And then from here, we're going to move back into the crane. So bring your crane wings out and then shift your weight so that you can bring your right foot back in front of you to where we started. And then the arms come down, the foot comes down. Shake that out. That's a lot of work on your standing leg. It really develops a lot of muscles in the legs. Okay, second leg, right foot. Come into your crane, arms. And then when you have your gaze fixed, lift your left knee up. Kick your left foot back, step back as far as you can reach into your lunge, arms beside your ears, palms facing each other. So you're on your left toes, your right knee is over the ankle. Shift your weight back a little bit so you have weight into your back heel. Open your chest forward and then carefully move your gaze upward. Look between your hands and lean back like a crescent. And then very carefully shift your gaze back to center. Shifting your gaze while you're balancing is particularly tough. And then we're going to come back to our crane arms, shift your weight to your right foot and your left knee comes in front of you. Pause a couple of breaths. And release. Bring the foot down, shake it all up. Good. Good workout for your legs as well as a good workout for your balance. Okay, please get your blocks in front of you so that you can reach them if you're using blocks. Okay, bring your arms into a T. Thumbs pointing down, push imaginary curtain away, and then bring your hands behind your back, clasp your hands, and pull your hands away from your bottom. Pull your shoulders down from your ears, take a deep breath, and as you exhale, turn your head to look to the right. Feel all your neck muscles stretching here. These are your cervical lymph nodes. Filtering all the toxins, take a deep breath here. As you exhale, come to center. Deep breath here. Exhale, look to the left. Inhale. Exhale, move your head back to center. Inhale. Exhale, bend your knees and bring your chest forward so that your arms are still, your hands are still clasped and your arms are pointed to the ceiling. And now release your hands, let them come down by your sides, swing in front of you, and come into your chair pose. Perfect. And then slowly rise up, inhale. Exhale, arms in a T, Anjali Mudra. Inhale, as you push your palms up above your head, exhale, crescent to the right. So we've done a lot of lateral work already. So this should feel really good. Maybe you can get a little deeper in your lateral bend. Inhale back to center. Exhale, crescent right. Inhale back to center. Exhale, arms in a T. Inhale, exhale, clasp your hands behind you. Put the opposite thumb on top. So unravel your fingers and re-ravel them. And then take a deep breath here. Exhale, bend your knees, come forward with your chest, palms up, hands up to the ceiling. And now release your hands. Inhale as you swing your arms back forward. Come back into chair. Inhale up. Exhale, arms in T. Back to Anjali Mudra. Okay, inhale, arms up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, bend your knees as you bring your hands down to your blocks. One block, any height, one block is on either side of the feet. And then step your right foot back as far as you can, and so that you're in a high lunge here. So your left knee, make sure it's lined up over the left ankle. Make sure that your head is in line with your spine so that you're not dropping your chin down. You're keeping your head up in one straight line with your spine. You want to level your hips. So the tendency here is to let your right hip cock up. You want to make sure that right hip stays level with the left hip. And now we're going to massage some of our axillary lymph nodes, which is our fancy way of saying armpit lymph nodes, by taking our left arm, circling it in front of your face, and then up to 12 o'clock, and then behind you, and then back down, and then forward again. Inhale to 12, exhale as you rotate behind you, and inhale once more to 12, exhale down to 6, and rest your hand on the block here. So keeping your weight into your right hand, we're going to twist open to the left, lifting our left arm, staying in our high lunge here. I'm using a lot of leg muscles, a couple breaths, and then the hand comes down. Okay, so from here, straighten your front leg. You might have to shift your back foot around a little bit for balance, but you want to straighten your front leg, keeping your hands on the blocks, and then re-level your hips. So this is a very wide pyramid pose. Your back heel is still off the mat. Very wide pyramid pose. And then re-bend your front knee so that it's, again, above the ankle. Good. And then straighten the front leg again so that you're back into your pyramid. Think about the right hip coming forward, left hip back. And then re-bend. And then one more time, straighten. I'll pause here, and you can move your block around for balance, but you want to put weight into your right hand, keep your left leg straight-ish, but not locked, and then we're going to lift the left arm open and twist to the left. So this is a version of a twisted triangle pose, Parivrtta Trikonasana. And then the hand comes down, and then shift your weight to your left foot, step up with your right foot, and then slowly rise up. Inhale, exhale, arms in a T, Anjali Mudra. Okay. Inhale, push your palms together as you point your fingers up to the ceiling. Exhale, crescent right. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, crescent left. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, arms in a T. Inhale. Exhale, clasp your hands behind you. Inhale. Exhale, bend your knees forward, fold with a flat back. Extending your hands up to the ceiling. And then release your hands. Inhale, swing your arms in front. Into chair. And then slowly rise up. Inhale. Exhale, arms in a T. Anjali Mudra. Inhale, arms up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, bend the knees. Bring your hands down to the blocks. Inhale here. Exhale, step your left foot back to your high lunge. And when you're here, please level your hips. And think about putting weight into your left heel. Lift your left thigh so you're engaging those muscles. And now we'll massage our axillary lymph nodes on the right side by swinging your arm down and then up toward the ceiling and back behind you and back down. And then forward, up, back down with breath. Inhale, exhale. Once more, inhale, exhale. And bring the hand back to your block. And now we're going to put weight into the left hand and just twist open to the right. Keeping our high lunge. Bring that hand down. Slowly straighten the front leg. Move the blocks as you need to for balance. So your left heel is still up. The right leg is straight-ish. And then re-bend the right knee. And then slowly re-straighten. Make sure you don't drop your head. Keep your head in line with the spine. Re-bend the right knee. And straighten. Put weight into your left hand. And then twist your right arm open to the right with your legs straight-ish. And then the hand comes back down to the block. Now, if your blocks are on high level, well, you put them down to low level. So we're going to step back to downward facing dog with hands on blocks. And I'm just saying putting down to low level because they're more steady at the lower level. Bend your knees, stretch your spine long. Think about forearms going toward each other, chest melting down, head between your arms. And then bring your knees down to the mat. All the way down to the mat. Good. And then sit back towards your heels into child pose, resting your head on either a block, your hands, or the mat. And usually the more wide your knees are, then you can get a little bit further down into your child pose. And this is a very good pose for stimulating your cervical lymph nodes, your groin and pelvic area lymph nodes. Massaging your spleen, which is on top of the left side of your stomach. And please slowly push up and come on to your back with a block and belt handy. So first we're going to do, grab your belt and make sure you have a lot of length on your belt. Now, if you've got super long legs, you may need more. I mean, your belt may not be long enough for you, but you want the entire belt here. And then bring your knees to your chest and take the center of the belt and just loop them around your feet, around the balls of your feet. And then bring your feet up so that their soles are pointed to the ceiling. So this is like a reclined staff pose, Supta Dandasana. We do this is what we did seated earlier in the practice today. We did this exact same thing seated. And now you can feel, since your back is flat on the mat, you can feel how straight your back should be when you're seated in this pose. Now, allow your legs to slowly separate and let your hands float to the ends of your belt, giving your legs room to come as wide as they can on this belt. And then keep pulling the feet so that they're coming toward your head. Relax your neck. So this is what I call, there's probably a name to it, but the Sanskrit name that I find that's closest to it is Dvipada, means two-legged. Supta means reclined. Parivrita means separated. Konasana, angle pose. Dvipada, Supta, Prasarita, Konasana. I like it. Okay, very slowly, bring your legs back to center. Bend your knees, remove the belt. Push the belt aside for a moment, and then grab your block. And we're gonna lift your hips and put the sacrum on the block, but we're not gonna lift our legs yet. Just get comfortable with your sacrum on the block, and then allow your legs to go long. Straighten your legs long. And feel the nice stretch in the front of your legs on your quadriceps. And then, if this is comfortable for you, take your arms over your head, palms facing up in a full body stretch. If you can rest your palms on the mat above your head, go ahead and do that. Now, if that's uncomfortable for you, you can bring your arms in a T instead. You just want to be nice and stretched open and relaxed here. And do a few deep breaths here. This is a big chest opener. Big overall body stretch. This is also massaging your cervical lymph nodes, which are all around your neck area. And of course your armpits. All of this helps to boost your immunity, stimulating your lymphatic system. Okay, really slowly walk your feet back in with bent knees, bring your arms down by your sides. And now, if you like, let your legs float up toward the ceiling into the waterfall pose with the soles of your feet pointing up. Just relax your head and your neck and your shoulders. And nice, slow, long breaths. Slowly bend your knees, bring your feet back down. Lift your hips, remove the block. Walk your feet together and open your knees out to the side so the soles of your feet touch each other, and allow your knees to fall toward the mat. Allow gravity to open up the groin area. Push your chest up and toward the ceiling to open your heart. Several deep breaths here. In this case, gravity is working to your benefit, helping stimulate your inguinal lymph nodes. Okay, please slowly bring your knees back together. And then walk your feet apart, hip width distance. Have your arms in a T, palms facing up. And then allow your knees, pick up your hips and shift them to the left a little bit, and then allow your knees to fall to the right. Now, they don't have to touch down anywhere. What you want is keep your shoulders open, your chest open, and then move your head so that you're looking over your left hand. And take a couple of deep breaths here. Knees come back to center, lift your hips, move your butt back to center, and then lift your hips, move them slightly to the right so that your knees now can fall to the left. And then slowly turn your head to look to the right. And head comes back to center, knees come back to center. Your bum comes back to center. Bring both knees into the chest. Place your fingers, hug your knees in towards your chest. Roll around on your spine. And then please bring your feet down to the mat. Extend your legs long and come into your final relaxation pose, Shavasana. Please focus on your breath. Slow down your breathing. Allow your body and mind to relax as I take you through some imagery by reading a poem by my favorite poets, Mary Oliver. This is from her book called Devotions, and the name of the poem is Daisies. It is possible, I suppose, that sometime we will learn everything there is to learn, what the world is, for example, and what it means. I think this as I am crossing from one field to another in summer, and the mockingbird is mocking me as one who is either knows enough already or knows enough to be perfectly content not knowing. Song being born of quest, he knows this. He must turn silent were he suddenly assaulted with answers. Instead, oh, hear his wild, caustic, tender warbling ceaselessly unanswered. At my feet, the white-petaled daisies display the small suns of their centerpiece. Their, if you don't mind me saying so, their hearts. Of course, I could be wrong. Perhaps their hearts are pale and narrow and hidden in the roots. What do I know? But this, it is heaven itself to take what is given, to see what is plain, what the sun lights up willingly. For example, I think this as I reach down, not to pick, but merely to touch the suitability of the field for the daisies and the daisies for the field. Please bring your awareness back to your breath and slowly deepen your body as you gently wake up your body, making small movements. Please bend your knees, bring them toward your chest, and roll onto your right side in a fetal position to seal the practice. And in doing so, you're sealing the masculine, hot side of your body, the bright, heated energy, and you're allowing your feminine side of your body, the cool, calm, and dark side to be exposed. And that calmness and coolness will carry you through the rest of your day. Please, very slowly, push up to seated, keeping a quiet mind. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. May the entire universe be filled with peace and joy, love and light. Namaste. And Jai, yogis. And thank you so much for being here.